it's very strange every day waking up and knowing that I'm not going to be really cooking anything. I'd give an arm and a leg to be able to work today, but there's going to be a lot of people that really need that assistance, and I'm right in that boat with those people.
As the world grinds to a halt in efforts to prevent the spread of the deadly coronavirus, my newspaper set out to discover how it's upending lives across the region. I wanted to find out how all of you were feeling and how you were coping. And I wanted to do it all without ever having to come into contact with you, as a way to help prevent the spread of the virus. Here's what I came up with: the COVID-Diaries. It's a series of interviews, all conducted over video chat, that take the temperature of a community in a time of dramatic upheaval.
So for those who don't know, take me a step back and tell me where you worked most recently and when that came to a halt.
Sure. In about the first week of November, I took over as the executive chef of Tiger in North Park, and about I believe it was Monday of last week. Hard to keep track of the days right now,
Yeah.
But it was Monday that we heard from ownership that we were going to be closing the restaurant. It was a very difficult decision for them, as they run 3 different restaurants as well: Tiger, Blind Lady Ale House, and Panama 66 in Balboa Park. So having to make the decision to close 3 restaurants is extremely difficult, knowing all of the people that are going to be displaced because of it.
Yeah, a friend of mine who lives up in the Bay and has been in restaurants for a couple decades described that scene to me, of going and sort of scavenging among the different employees all the food from the restaurant. Can you just describe that scene for me, what it was like and what it felt like?
Oh, it was gut wrenching. It was absolutely heartbreaking, because as the executive chef, I hold myself to a high standard to be the person in charge and be the person that's the leader and can hopefully lead everybody to success. And just seeing everybody be in the same situation where everything is so uncertain, and even though you're getting a little bit of food here and get to take home a bunch of stuff, hopefully freeze some things for later use, it was still just absolutely heartbreaking seeing people that you spend hours and hours and hours every day with just not knowing really what to do and where to go on. And it was pretty difficult seeing just the looks in people's eyes, honestly.
You don't have to talk about this if you're not comfortable with it, but I would be interested how you're feeling right now about your own bottom line.
I don't feel great, but I've always found myself to be a resourceful person. Between my wife and myself, whatever happens, we're gonna get through it and we're gonna figure things out. But the restaurant industry isn't the industry to be in if you plan on making a lot of money. So it's difficult trying to really put a plan of action in this place, because we don't really know what's going to happen when we wake up tomorrow. We don't know what the next breaking story is going to be. We don't know what the next restriction is going to be. So with all these uncertainties, it's really difficult to, I think, properly plan for the future right now. And financially, unemployment, hopefully when that comes through, that'll be helpful. But there's going to be a lot of people that really need that assistance, and I'm right in that boat with those people.
For you, has there been a low point yet of all of this for you?
Let me think. Not really. It's all been pretty low. So I think probably the first day that we got the call that we were going to be closing down, that's probably the easy answer, is that was the low point, because from that exact point, I had no plan, no idea what was going to happen next. And I'm somebody that prides myself in properly planning for many different scenarios, but that was just a complete blindside. I knew that it was a possibility of happening, but the swiftness that it did happen, I felt I had no plans for anything to get through this. I mentally and emotionally was just exhausted, trying to figure out where do we go from here, and I don't even know where we can go from here. So I'd say probably the first day that we learned the restaurant was closing was the low point for sure.
What do you think it will feel like? And I'm hoping this moment does come for you, but when you get to walk back in the door of the restaurant and go serve another day.
I would like to think that it's going to be one of the happiest days of my life, because that just, if that time comes, when it comes, that's going to mean that things are heading in the right direction.